Avast, and welcome back to Ship of Fools, a D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I will be your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai.
Present.
Nolani Stevenson.
Gifted.
And Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
You'll just have to wonder about who Andy and Nolani are playing, although honestly, if you've made it this far and don't know that, that's on you, I think.
And this probably shouldn't be your first episode.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty confused. So you guys ready to dive in?
Cannonball, baby.
Okay.
I didn't think we had to dive. We're on a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have to take a dive soon, but...
Okay, let's do a little recap. So, after freeing the village of Still Sky from the grips of a hag disguised as a little girl, you guys wrapped up some loose ends with your friends in the village and had a brief conversation with Avandra, the goddess of luck, who gave you a mysterious coin and seemed very interested in the source of Malachi's divine magic. Although she was
me too, the fuck?
Although she was unable to tell you why. You left the island on what is effectively a sort of ocean bus headed for Dermator, the capital of Lithios, where you're supposed to meet your friend Nell at a particular statue so they can take you to the headquarters of the Archaeological Artificers Association to hopefully get some actual concrete answers about the nature of the cubes and the identity of the dreamer and the various other mysteries that you guys have uncovered and not really gotten any answers for. However, en route to Dermator, the ship you were on, the Red Lady, was confronted by the pirate ship, the Lost Crystal, which demanded that the members of the Archaeological Artificers Association hand over the cube, and that if you did so, no one would get hurt. After some clever illusion use against the first mate, Vance, the three of you were brought to the Lost Crystal, where, upon coming face-to-face with the captain for the first time, Malachi immediately recognized her as his long-lost sister, Nira. And that's where we are now, as Malachi and Finn have both kind of dropped to their knees here in the middle of this pirate ship for different reasons. As Nira standing there with the members of her crew kind of flanking her. Nira. Thank you. Nira. And everyone kind of around, all these pirates with hands-on weapons and very... still kind of looking like this is a very tense situation. Nira looks at you, Malachi, and sort of tremblingly gasps out, Malachi?
I put my hand...
No, he's Malachi. I'm Finn.
I grab my axe.
She sort of pulls herself together very quickly. It's just like a fleeting second of shock here, and then she draws herself up and flashes this brilliant grin. She goes, well... You never know who you're going to meet on the high seas.
Sorry, I'm grabbing my rock in my pocket, and
Dude, that's your sister. Gross.
Not in public, Malachi.
You're disgusting.
This is like a Luke and Leia situation.
No! It's Malachi calling on God and trying to do some... divine sense real quick, because as far as he knows, this is just another illusion.
Are you casting divine sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
She can keep talking, but he's gonna cast divine sense.
Cool. You do not pick up on, as you're casting it, any sense of any of the things that divine sense tells you about fae, fiends, celestial, undead, etc. You're not getting any of that sense from anybody on the boat. They all just appear to be, various humanoid pirates. As Nira sort of, still, she hasn't really taken her eyes off you, Malachi, but she goes, okay, so first things first, the business that brought you three to my ship, I believe that there was a cube involved, something that I need.
No, hang on, you two...
Doesn't sound familiar.
You two know each other? How do you know his name? I don't even know his name half the time.
I shoot Regin a look.
You shoot Regin.
She looks at you, Malachi, and she goes, are you going by a different name now, or are you still using Malachi Kassir?
Is that a fake name?
Regin, we already knew that was his name.
But what if it's a fake name?
Nope. Oh God, I once I realized that she's not an illusion, I just sort of dropped my axe and I don't say anything.
Can I be Malachi, Kassir?
Well, are you my long-lost younger brother who's been missing for, what is it now, 18 years?
Oh, shit.
Finn actually is like, I honestly can't say it's a definite no.
Huh.
Like, there is a possibility. My own origins are a bit mysterious.
Would be fascinating if I had multiple long-lost younger brothers and I met both of them on this ship.
I'm sorry, hang on. Mal, you never told me you had a hot sister. Nice to meet you. I'm Regin Starkweather. And
Regin, shut the
Nice
fuck
to meet
up.
you, Regin Starkweather.
offer a formal handshake.
I stand when Regin starts hitting on my sister. And I
Oh my
do
God,
tell
don't
him
get
to
jealous.
I do tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no one should be having sex.
I do not mince my words on that one.
A general grumble from the pirates around as Finn says this.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, and I thought you might be dead, so that makes two of us.
Okay, so
Why did you think I was dead?
listen, there was
He was dead for a couple minutes last week.
a hag in the woods, and long story short, I mean, I had no reason to believe one way or the other, I guess, but
Huh.
so you're a oh god. So you're a pirate now?
I mean, yes. Some of us are more comfortable with the word pirate than others, as she kind of, like, looks around at her crew who are kind of shooting each other looks, and she's like, but for myself, I'm perfectly happy to reclaim the term.
Vance was definitely into it.
Yeah, Vance is like, yeah, pirate. We're definitely pirates. And Nira kind of holds up her hand. She's like, but the terms are neither here nor there. What's important is that first we take care of business, and then we can catch up. So first, I need the cube.
Finders keepers.
That is the law.
Yeah, the thing about pirates, we don't obey the laws, including finders keepers.
Oh, that takes me back.
How uncouth.
Oh god.
What can I say?
God.
Reagan's gonna do a little quick flex action and just kind of be like, yes, I am at peace here with these people.
I lean into Malachi and I just whisper like, hey, is she cool? Like, can we give her the cube? Is that fine?
Finn, I haven't seen her in 18 years, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay, thanks.
Are you
Am I cool? Is that what you're about to ask?
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'll give you the cube if you smoke this cigarette first.
Where did you get a cigarette?
Sorry, that's mine. Give that back.
Oh, I get it. Listen. All right. She sort of like takes a deep breath. Malachi, make an insight check for me.
Oh, I have a better addition to that, so it is going to be a 9.
Ooh, a 9. A big 9.
Big
yeah,
9.
you're kind of too shaken up. She seems to be dealing with this revelation a lot better than you are.
Yeah, apparently.
Can I roll insight to see if she's also my long-lost sister?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
7?
7? Again, like you said to her, you don't know a lot. Like, it would be weird, because that would presumably mean that you and Malachi were also related. Which, I mean, it could be.
Malachi would keel over.
I would like to roll to be sexually attractive to Nira.
Yeah, go ahead and make a charisma check.
8.
Guys!
That was a 3 that came to an 8.
She was interested, like, before when you guys were kind of flirting across ships, but she seems like now she's got other things on her mind.
Regin, makes to flex at Nira, and I just stand fully up and walk over next to him, and she can see that he's, a full foot shorter than me.
Hey, 6 inches.
Back off, Regin. That might be my sister.
I once Regin starts to flex at her, I shake my head at her.
This was my strategy all along. I'm uniting you against me. I'm sacrificing myself for the mission.
Our mission isn't to recruit her, is it?
I sort of, like,
Mine is.
shake myself off and, so, hang on. Why is it that you need this cube?
Because I told someone I'd get a cube for them, and then they're going to give me a lot of money.
How much?
Was it Nell?
Ben!
Because if it was Nell, then we're fine here.
Ben!
Like, this is all a big misunderstanding.
She kind of laughs a little bit and shakes her head, and she goes, "No, it's not Nell, and it's not any other member of AAA, the association, whatever they're calling themselves these days."
Oh, so you do know them.
Oh, I know them. Yeah.
Malachi's sort of feeling like, what?
Oh, I just had an idea.
Would you like to share it with the class?
Could we, like, maybe talk about this, like, just
You want to talk in my
us?
cabin?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Malachi's
All
got
right.
performance anxiety about talking about this in front of a bunch of strangers with his sister who he just saw again.
All right, brother.
I thought his performance anxiety was solved when we defeated Lizzie.
Hey.
Bring the cube with you, and we'll talk about it in my cabin, and your friends can hang out here with my crew.
I was thinking
Oh, actually, I have to hold the cube.
they would come with me, actually.
Okay, if they're coming with you, then my crew members are coming with me. Not all of them.
What do you think I'm gonna...
Can Vance come?
Yeah, Vance is my first mate. Vance can come.
Malachi looks
I try to
hurt
fist bump Vance.
that she doesn't...
Vance fist bumps you and does the, like, jellyfish thing.
Yes.
Malachi looks very hurt that she doesn't trust him enough to just speak with us. But it also makes sense. He's a little hesitant as well, so I guess that's fair.
All right. The rest of you, she kind of, like, looks around to her crew. She goes, "Everybody, keep watch. Keep an eye on that other ship. Although I guess, yeah, until we... Just keep an eye on things out here." And she gestures for Vance, and then she gestures to, you see there's a big kind of buff half-orc lady who is standing kind of right next to her, and she kind of gestures for both of them to come into the captain's quarters. And she turns around, leads you guys back to kind of underneath one of the decks, pushes through this little door into a very small room, as, you know, rooms on ships are small. You guys see that it is just full of stuff. There's like a table in the middle that has like multiple maps spread out on it with like things marked. There's all kinds of like cartographers' tools and stuff like that. You also notice all that stuff is pretty standard captain's quarters. You've all seen captain's quarters before. But these...
Yeah, right. Totally. Definitely have.
Okay, that's
I'm
true.
very well traveled.
The exception of maybe Finn. But there's also a whole bunch of like scraps of metal, kind of like little like tinkerer's tools, various like small like arcane looking little like things built out of metal.
I want to play with one of them.
Sure, you kind of pick up something and start fiddling with it as you walk in, and she
I swat Regin's hand away.
she was going to do the same thing, but you get there first, and she kind of like laughs a little bit. The door shuts behind you. You see the half-orc woman kind of takes up position at the door like she's guarding it. Nira takes her big pirate hat off and puts it down on the table, and you see as she puts it down, she kind of not relaxes exactly, but she drops the swagger just a little bit.
A la Robert De Niro in Stardust.
Yeah. And she sort of like drops down in a chair behind the table, and she like runs her hands through her hair, and she's like, "Okay. So first things first, the business that I am supposed to be conducting, I would like to see the cube and get it at least sitting on this table in between us here."
Ta-da!
Yeah, I look to Finn.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can do this. Yeah, it's still illusory, so I reach out and I put it down on the table, And they're like, okay, don't touch it, though. It's really... See, the reason I have to be the one to hold it is I have some special enchantments that protect me from the horrible things that happen if you touch it.
Make a deception check.
It's true, I used to be taller.
17.
Oh, man. She rolled a natural 17 and gets plus nothing to insight. So, she kind of like narrows her eyes at you a little bit, but doesn't immediately reject it. And she kind of goes, okay, can I put my face next to it?
I guess. If that's what you're into.
She like leans in to look at it closer. She gets to make an insight check against your spell DC, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah. But your DC's 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she doesn't beat it. So she kind of leans back and she goes, okay, so...
That's genuine grass-fed cube right there.
Yeah.
They do not grow. It just... That's wrong. Finn's wrong.
I didn't say it grew. I said it ate grass.
Grass-fed?
Does it eat grass? I haven't seen a lot of
Nope,
these.
it doesn't require any
No,
sustenance.
I was just being folksy. You know how I am.
Okay, great.
So rustic and hospitable.
Sure. Okay, so great. I've got the cube. You guys can go back to your ship now if you want. Although...
You don't have the cube. The cube is there. We haven't given it to you yet.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's on my ship, in my cabin. Malachi, where have you been?
Oh, we were just in Still Sky.
Sure. I kind of mean before that, and then for the, 18 years before that.
I look very uncomfortable discussing myself in front of my traveling partners. Around.
Around? Have you...
I kind of throw up my hands and I'm like, not touching this. And I go stand by the door with the buff lady and look buff and intimidating.
Okay. You guys are... go ahead and make an intimidation check, Regin. She's going to make one also.
Oh.
You guys are just flexing at each other.
That is a 19.
Okay, only a 15 for her. So you actually are managing to outflex her, and she kind of looks over and, gives you a little nod.
Hi.
I lean over to Vance and I ask if there's any games we can play.
You want to play rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You and Vance are playing rock, paper, scissors.
I'm not very good at it.
While they're playing rock, paper, scissors, I ask, when specifically are you talking about? Because the answer depends.
I mean, have you been... Listen, as far as I know, you and Dad went out on a trip, Dad came back and said he lost you, and then we haven't seen you since. So I kind of have I'd like to know a lot of...
Well, I mean,
anywhere.
I was 8 years old. It's not my fault Dad lost me.
I know, it's Dad's fault he lost you.
Boy, I'd hate to be Dad right now. Am I right, Vance?
What do you mean lost?
Vance gives you a little look like the one of those little cut it out across the neck gestures, and Nira kind of shoots daggers right at you, Finn, and she goes, "Yeah, you really would. He's been dead for 10 years."
Ooh, yeah, that'd suck.
When she says that, Malachi visibly deflates.
Sorry.
10 years.
Yeah. Sorry. But you're...
I mean, it's not like I was probably gonna... how did it happen?
He got sick. He was a drunk. He got sick the way people do.
You couldn't take him to see anybody, or...
Sure, I mean... But, we didn't have a ton of money, and we had less as the years went by.
Yeah, that's, that sucks. Sorry. That's Taylor.
Nira, sighs and kind of rubs her face, and she's like, have you been in the Lunluma Ocean this whole time?
Different parts.
Because
but
I've been around for 6 years, 7.
So, when they brought me back, it was to you know Farian, right?
Farian. Yeah, I know where that is. Finn, this is, you also know where this is. It is another one of the kind of like outlying islands of Lithios. On the kind of the opposite side of the big main Lithios ocean, from where Gillsbury is.
All right.
Just
I lean over to Vance and I'm like, I know where that is.
Vance goes, yeah, me too. Good job.
I fist bump him again.
So
He
you,
fist bumps you again.
I mean, you've been around here this entire 7 years.
Yeah, give or take, I think. It's been about 7. I mean, I haven't been, like... I've been doing different things, but we must have just
I look
missed
around
each
at
other.
the tinkering tools. I see you're still up to your old... I don't even know what you... I take it you've gotten better at it.
I have, yeah, actually. I can build...
I look at her arm.
Yep, I built myself an arm, so that was pretty good. Built a bunch of cool things for this ship.
So, not to, question the life choices you've made while I've been gone, but why are you...
Why piracy?
Yeah.
Well, let me answer your question with a question, which is, how long have you been with the Archaeological Artificers Association?
I look at Regin and Finn to see if they have any...
I shrug.
How long has it? This is Andy. It's been just a few weeks.
Like
right?
a week, yeah.
Yeah.
A week? Okay.
Maybe 2. I haven't totally kept track.
Not too long. I mean, we're not... I don't even know if we're officially part of AAA.
We're in pledging right now.
We're sort of doing what it seems like you're doing, which is we are being paid to retrieve a cube.
Yeah. Paid to retrieve a cube.
And looking good while doing it.
But both of us doing that, yeah. I think a lot of people are being paid to retrieve cubes right now, from what I've observed.
It's a growth industry.
So you know who's paying us,
Yeah.
but who's paying you?
Oh, I can't just go around telling everybody who my clients are.
You know ours.
Yeah.
God, this is a cagey fucking set of siblings.
Listen, I don't know anything.
It's a wizard back in Benswith. I'm bringing him the cube.
Oh my god.
He's giving me...
Hang on. It's not Solaris, is it?
Wow, our paths have crossed a lot, apparently, without either of us realizing it.
Huh.
Listen.
Hang on. How much did he offer you?
Oh, truly, enough of an amount that I brought my crew into Lithios-occupied waters and intentionally accosted a Lithios ship, which really will bite me in the ass if any of their beautiful warships happen to come up, which is why I would like to just get the cube and then send you guys on your way, or if you want to come with us and be pirates, I guess. But other than that, I'd like to send you on your way.
Okay, he only offered us like 125 gold to get the cube.
Well,
Granted, that was a
what can I say? People in this
different cube, but
that's the way it is around here.
So you seem to know more about AAA than we do.
Let me just say that if you've only been with them for a couple of weeks and you're still in the pledging phase or whatever you called it,
Oh my god, are we gonna be Heist?
there's still time for you to get out before you lose an arm.
Oh, shit.
They AAA did that to you?
I mean, they didn't, cut my arm off, but the effect was the same. Look, they talk a big game about preserving things the way they're supposed to be in the ocean and making sure that people aren't thieves and keeping balance and whatever they talk a big game about. But when it comes down to it, they're spies. They've got their secrets, and sometimes those secrets get people hurt. You mentioned Nell?
Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah, do you know where they're from, their last name, anything about their past?
I don't know, Regin, you had a bonding conversation with them, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was standing off to the side watching jealously.
And I'm not gonna tell you.
We know they used to vacation at the Bluefin Tropical Resort.
Oh, I bet they did.
And they're a hell of a volleyball player.
That is true.
Yeah, that also checks out, actually.
But
I'm just saying, Look, you can do what you want. I just wanted to warn you. I don't know. Look, do you want to stay on my ship, or do you want to go back to your own ship? Because I can send... Vance will take you back, but...
Make me a better offer.
A better offer than AAA?
Yeah.
Okay, well... Me and my crew have a general... camaraderie, a general... We split the pot.
Oh, Malachi has a general, too.
Oh, yeah, you probably know him.
I glare at Finn.
Mark?
No, that's your friend, Heartmark.
No, different guy. General Mar.
That's
General
Regin,
Mar.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Neiman.
Those are two different people.
I don't know. I'm just saying shit.
You should stop saying shit.
Kind of looks... She looks at you, Malachi, and she goes, "You're a soldier."
I'm not.
No, he sold car insurance.
You know cars, right?
Sold car insurance for the military.
For the general, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Save some time.
Sure.
I'm not a soldier. Don't know what gave you that idea.
Didn't you say you were a captain? You said you were a captain or something.
I glare at Regin again.
That makes two of us.
No, she's the captain.
Yeah.
No, he was
Captain
like, "I'm Captain
Kassir.
Kassir. Tell the general that I'm Captain Kassir." Well, you're not paying attention to that, Finn.
First of all, I wasn't that excited about it, Regin.
No, you weren't. That's fair.
Anyway.
Listen, a lot has happened for both of us. And like you, there are certain things that I have had to get away from since we've seen each other last. But as for the matter of the cube...
Oh my god, scissors again! How do you keep doing that, Vance? It's like he's reading my mind!
Oh, shit.
Vance flashes you a wink.
What if we give you the cube, do we get Vance?
Vance is like, what? As like a fourth, like a make your group a little quartet here?
We do need someone to do the alto part.
The half-orc woman who has not spoken yet just goes, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good to me." And Nira's like, "Ilana, please."
But no, in all seriousness, Nira, if you can make me a better offer than AAA has, and, I could take into consideration everything you've said, maybe I will join up with you instead. And then it will be me against these two. Well, and you.
See, I like this. Money talks.
Money talks.
Well, my crew, we split the pot according to seniority. So people who've been here longer get more, but that's fair. You work your way up through the ranks pretty quick. Nobody wants to be a pirate for that long. So people do it for a few years, get rich, and then they retire. It's what all of us are trying to do.
Speaking of getting rich, Nira, there's something I wanted to bring up.
Yes?
Do you find that your crew needs a little extra oomph in the morning?
There are mornings when everyone's pretty slow to get going, yeah.
Then you should try supplements. They're natural, they're made from plants, and they just give you a little more pep in your step.
Really? Finn, make a persuasion check.
Finn, I thought you hated those supplements.
9. No, 10.
She goes, "Really? This wouldn't be like some sort of scam?"
Oh no, it used to be, but not anymore.
Now it's perfectly upright and above board.
Right, because now it's made of plants.
Sure. Okay. Listen, when maybe you can hawk them to your fellow crew members when all of you join me and sail on with me to go get a lot of money for this cube from a wizard with entirely too much time on his hands.
He really does.
Hey, Vance, listen. Do you ever find that you need a little more oomph in the morning?
Yes! All the time! Constantly! I'm a night owl.
Have I got the thing for you?
Is it supplements?
Yeah. Oh, were you listening?
Yeah, I'm standing right here.
Great. See, you're so observant. I love that about you.
That's been said. As you guys are having this conversation, there is a sudden shout from the deck, the main deck. As a voice shouts out, "Sail ho! We've got company!"
More?
The half-orc woman who you heard Nira call Ilana throws open the door and kind of like sticks her head out and looks out. And she turns her head back and she goes, "Yeah, it's a fucking military ship."
Fuck.
Nira kind of like rushes to the door, and you see her kind of like grab up a spyglass from the a counter or something. And she takes the spyglass up to her eye and she looks out and she goes, "Oh, god damn it, it's fucking Tyrion. All right, everybody, heave ho, Pepper, get us out of here." And she starts kind of shouting commands to her crew.
Hang on, don't.
You guys see, if any of you kind of, Regin, you're closest to the door, so you see that there is indeed a large warship that is coming at a pretty quick clip from the direction of Lithios. It looks like it's maybe about 400, 350, something like that feet out at this point. And you see the that it is making a beeline directly for your ship. Finn, you still kind of standing back there in the cabin, see Vance reach out his hand and grab for the cube as kind of everything starts to descend into chaos, and he's kind of like, "Guess I better get this." And his hand goes right through it, and he looks over at you guys like, "Where the fuck is the cube?"
Vance, be cool.
As soon as he touches it, I turn off the illusion, and I shout, Vance, don't take the cube! That's the captain's!"
Nira kind of like whips her head back at you guys, and she goes, "Where's my cube?"
I do just
I
like,
point at Vance.
I just show empty hands and be like, "You're not the only pirate here," and then I run out.
God damn it. Yeah, you kind of like rush past her and start running out. Most of the crew at this point is now focusing on grabbing for ropes. You see people running below decks as everyone's getting the sails out. Nira is kind of like caught in this moment, kind of looking like she wants to maybe try and figure out where the cube is, but also needing to run to the wheel and get her ship out of here. As we're in this kind of brief moment with only a couple of people paying attention to you guys, as most of the rest of the pirates have now gone into get us out of here mode, I want everybody to go ahead and roll initiative.
Hannah, before we roll initiative, can I also roll something to see if I know who she's talking about when she said it's Tyrion? Or do I have to?
Yes, but roll with advantage.
Okay. What am I rolling?
History, sorry.
Okay.
History.
Nat 20!
Nat 20.
Whoa.
Cool. Absolutely, you know who this is. Captain Tyrion. His first name is Cornelius. Captain Cornelius Tyrion.
Bitch. Okay.
He is, a little bit. He's a very well-regarded kind of Navy, admiral, in the Lithios military. He is particularly known for being a kind of like pirate hunter. You know, it makes sense generally, the waters that belong to Lithios that are kind of within that border of like islands that they've taken are pretty heavily patrolled, which is why it's like it was only an invisible ship could get as far as the Lost Crystal did. And it kind of sounds like the luck has sort of run out here. You think as far as whether he would know you, maybe. There's kind of you don't know, you were pretty like, you were far below his rank, but it's possible. You kind of don't know how far your name has spread in the years that you've been away.
Have I ever like met him in person or no?
I would say you were kind of in for long enough and it's a small enough world that your paths probably would have crossed at least once.
Right.
But you never like served directly under him or anything.
Okay.
I would also like to make the same check. Or you could just tell me if I would know of a pirate hunter.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll history.
It's a 19.
19. I would say, yeah, so some of the same information. You know that he's an admiral in the Lithios military, that he has a reputation for going after kind of pirates and scoundrels in particular.
Ugh, fuck that guy.
Hannah,
Yeah.
with that nat 20, would I know if he knows any of the people I know?
You think him and General Neiman know each other. They're kind of around the same. They've been in the same army for around the same number of years. So he probably, I think that you can make a pretty safe assumption that they know each other.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have any rolls to make.
No, you don't. Except initiative. Everyone needs to roll initiative.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, my initiative is 1, which reflects Malachi's mental decision-making at this point.
I got a 7.
Great.
I'm at a 16.
Wow. Good
Why do I keep on rolling the high initiative?
Okay. So, first to act is actually Nira.
Oh, God.
She's going to make one quick insight check to kind of see if she can figure out basically, like, who has the cube, what should I do kind of in this situation.
I'm really good at deception.
She rolled, considering how good you guys are at deception, and she rolled fairly poorly on her insight, so she's just going to yell, she's going to look at Vance, and she's going to be like, do you have it? And Vance is like, no, I don't have it. It was an illusion or something. And
He's lying!
She kind of growls, and she's like, damn it. We have to get out of here. And she's going to run up and take the wheel of her ship, and kind of brush past you guys. And as she goes, she kind of locks eyes with Malachi for 1 second, and she's like, we still have more things to talk about, Malachi. And then she's going to go up to the wheel. Regin, you're next to act.
Now, you said that there were ballistas on this ship, did you not?
I did say that.
I would like to man a ballista.
Cool.
Hey, wait a
just
second.
gonna
So
run
are we
up
like
and-
taking a side here or what? Because I don't love the idea of being a fugitive.
We were on our way to Lithios before all of this went down.
And we could get back there.
Yeah, we could just pop over to Doan's ship. I can teleport. I'm a magician.
Oh, shit. Oh,
So-
shit. I have stuff that I can do now.
Yeah, guys, maybe look at his spells, various. So just to unpack the scenario for you, in case you need a visual picture. This other ship, which Malachi, with that nat 20, you'd know that Captain Trillian's ship is called the Queen's Grace.
This
kind of
son of a bitch.
Gross.
charging toward the ship. You see them like they are firing on the Lost Crystal. The Lost Crystal appears to be about to do a hard kind of like speed out of just like away, and you can see people starting to fiddle with those mirrored sails as if they're going to go invisible. I'm going to say you also can kind of hear that'll come up on their turn. Then additionally, the Red Lady is still just kind of like sitting in the water 100 feet away, which is not very far. Definitely swimmable if you guys jump over the edge, or if you have some other way of getting there even faster, that might be even better. Currently, and then as far as where you guys are, basically Malachi and Finn are still kind of in the doorway of Nira's cabin. Vance is behind you. Ilana, the half-orc lady, is like right there with you, kind of looking angrily down at you. And Regin is sort of a little bit further out on deck. So Regin, you're the first to act. Are you running to start manning a ballista?
I am.
Great. You probably have at
Yes.
least a passing familiarity with this, because you have proficiency in water vehicles, right?
Yeah, proficiency in water vehicles and all weapons.
And all weapons. Awesome. Cool. So, yeah. Great. So, a ballista has a ranged weapon attack that is a +6 to hit. It has a range of 480 feet with disadvantage. It's kind of, the range is 120 over 480, which means the furthest one is disadvantage. If you would like to go ahead and make an attack on the Queen's Grace with your ballista, go for it.
Okay. I am going to spend 2 of my sorcery points to meta magic
Awesome.
a spell into a bonus action.
Cool.
So I'm going to cast. I mean, it's a cantrip, but I'm gonna shocking grasp the arrow. I'm gonna light the arrow on fire,
Sure.
and then I'm going to aim for the mizzen mast and fire that puppy.
Aim for Doan.
Go ahead and fire.
No,
you have disadvantage on this because it is still pretty far away. Yep. But go ahead and take an attack with disadvantage.
That comes to a 14.
Comes to a 14. Okay. Unfortunately, that does not hit the... actually, that's not true because you specifically said you were aiming for the sails. So yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. A ballista does 3d10 piercing damage, and then I'm going to give you an additional... I'm going to give you an additional d6 of fire damage on top of that.
Thank you very much, my lady.
Nice.
Not to mention
You said
the...
3d10?
3d10 piercing, and then 1d6 fire.
Not to mention the intimidation factor?
Not to mention the intimidation factor is what I was about to say, yes.
So that is 21 piercing.
Awesome.
And an additional 4 fire.
Cool. You see that kind of one corner of the sails, lights on fire, and there's this kind of swept through, and you see that actually a portion of the sails are now on fire, and you have in fact slowed down the other ship a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
Which is Nira kind of like from where she's at the wheel. She's got a lot going on, but she kind of like points down at you and she's like, good one! Okay, next is Vance.
Vance!
What the hell is Vance gonna do?
Vance is gonna fall to his knees and worship me because I'm so sexy.
Vance is going to... I think Vance is going to attempt to grapple Finn.
Ooh.
Because he thinks his best assumption, you've been the one with the cubes the entire time. So his assumption is that Finn has a cube. So he's just going to grab you. Go ahead and make an opposed strength check.
Oh dear. So that is a nat 1, which with my -1 strength modifier puts me at 0.
So, Vance is not very strong, but even with his grand total of 5, you're so taken aback, Finn, as this guy who was playing rock, paper, scissors with you a second ago just, like, grabs you and puts you in a headlock. Yeah, that's his action. He's kind of holding on to you, and he's like, give me the cube, and then you guys can get out of here.
I don't have it. You took it, remember?
No, it was an illusion! That's going to be... Alright, Finn, you're up next.
Can we talk about this, Vance?
What do you want to talk about? We gotta get the cube!
I'm gonna try to throw him off.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a... I believe it's strength to break a grapple.
That time I got a 9.
Okay. That time he got a 19, so he is still holding fast.
Hey, is there a... Can we see the water from where we are right now? Either through the door or through a window?
Yes, you can see... The, angle's a little weird because it's far below you, but yes, you can see it.
All right. So I'm going to use my bonus action to summon my spectral tentacle outside, coming out of the surface of the water.
Cool.
And say to Vance, look out! There's a sea monster!
Okay, make a deception.
You should focus on that.
Make a deception check.
Oh, that's a nat 1 that comes to an 11.
Well, is it really deception if there is a giant tentacle?
There is a giant tentacle.
I mean, he's lying about it being...
I will say you can make your deception check with advantage. I will give you advantage on that. I'm still going to have him roll insight.
Oh my god! With advantage, that's a nat 20.
Oh my
We are hitting the highs and lows tonight, folks.
You're welcome.
Great. Yeah, he is going to, he kind of, looks startled at the tentacle, and then he shouts out, Captain, we also have a sea monster!
All right.
We've got the military and also a sea monster. And I think he's...
What a day!
Yeah, with a nat 20, he'll let you go.
Whew.
Ilana is still standing there looking like she maybe doesn't quite buy it as much, but he lets you out. So, Finn, you get free of Vance. You are now standing in the cabin. The next person in the initiative is not a person. It's the Lost Crystal as a ship.
Wait a second.
What's up?
I didn't roll initiative for Nurgle.
Yeah, that's true. Nurgle is flying around.
Hang on.
17.
The last time we played, Hannah said that Nurgle didn't get an initiative.
Yeah, and then we looked up the familiar rules.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's the Lost Crystal's turn as a ship. So, on its turn, you guys all hear a kind of like loud, mechanical noise coming from below the decks, as there's this kind of like, what to you guys sounds like an engine revving up, to your characters is not really a familiar sound. It's some kind of
Malachi
magical...
has heard plenty of engines rev up in his line of work.
You're right. Aside from Malachi, the canonical car salesman, you don't know what
Car insurance.
this sounds like. There is a loud kind of noise below the deck, and the ship puts on a sudden burst of speed as it begins to kind of peel away, does a hard turn as it's starting to peel away, as hard a turn as a ship can do, as it's starting to head back out to the open waters. Next up is... next relevant person. There's so many people in this initiative. Yeah. You guys don't know what's happening over on the Red Lady. A lot of them are taking turns, but they're just kind of chilling. So, next up is Ilana. She is going to... She's going to straight up pick up Finn. Because you just got released by Vance. So she's just going to attempt to grapple you. Go ahead and make a strength check, Finn.
11.
Ooh, 12. So she manages to grab you. It just kind of like picks you up and is like, "Give us the cube, kid. I want to get paid."
I don't have it. Vance has it.
I don't believe that Vance has it.
Well, then we're at an impasse, aren't we?
Okay.
Put the kid down.
She's just kind of generally holding you. Malachi, you can make an intimidation check on your turn if you'd like. The next person to act, however, is the rest of the crew of the Lost Crystal acts. They're all generally working on, most of them are working on things that get the ship out of there. A couple people are manning the other guns, and they're going to take a couple of attacks at the other ship. Okay. They're also going to aim for the sails. Maybe copying Regin in part. Maybe this is just what they do. You see one of these attacks hits. Cool. And the sails take 16 more points of damage as the warship, the Queen's Grace, is now slowed even more by this kind of onslaught. Regin, I will say, as you're kind of up there in the thick of things, you notice that these guns are like... They're not nicer quality than ones that have been on ships that you're on. They kind of seem like similar quality, but you can see that like modifications have been made to them that make them like run better than other ballistas do. Okay, that's gonna be next up is the Queen's Grace. So the ship, the Queen's Grace, glides closer, but you can see that with the sails being torn as they are and already being kind of a bigger ship, it is slower than the Lost Crystal. However, it is going to take a couple of shots at the Lost Crystal.
Naturally.
And they're aiming for the hull.
Woof.
Merciful of you, Hannah.
Well, worse if it hits all the way. Okay. Both of those attacks hit. So that's going to be 23 points of damage to the hull, as a couple of kind of cannonballs are hitting the side of it, or not cannonballs, whatever the word is, are hitting the...
Balls.
Yeah, but it's some... Yeah, things. Alright, now it's Malachi's turn, all the way at the bottom of the initiative here.
Alright, so... Alana's got Finn... grappled? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, she's got him grappled effectively. What she's done is she's picked him up.
Okay,
Look, Malachi, I'm taller than you now.
Are they, and can I, like, move past them, or are they in front of the door?
She actually stepped back into the room so that she could pick Finn up. So you've got it clear. You can go out the door.
Okay. I want to run up onto deck and...
Oh, Malachi, what?
Oh shit!
He'll be back, guys. Don't worry. He's not just
Wait,
gonna
if
leave me.
I make an intimidation check, is that my action?
You can do it as a bonus action.
Do I want to do something?
He's gonna go get Regin, and they're both gonna save me.
Sure. Fine. As a bonus action, I want to. We need him. Try and like grab Finn and bring him with me out there. So
Okay.
that's a bonus action, right?
Yeah, are you doing it as a... I will let you, with your bonus action, give him advantage on attempting to break the grapple. I think to, like, straight up, like, grab him and pull him out of her arms, like, to, like, tug
That would
aboard
be an
him
action.
is going to be an action. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I don't grab him. Maybe I just tell her we need him.
In that case, that's an intimidation check.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Oh, maybe well. 26?
26. Yeah, with a 26, you're kind of... She's startled, and her head, like, snaps over to you as you've been pretty, in your kind of stunned state at this turn of events that you didn't expect. You've been pretty quiet and passive through the conversation.
And then once the battle starts, I assume...
But you sort of like bark out this order, yeah. And she like startles a little bit, and her grip on Finn loosens. So Finn, if you attempt to break the grapple, you'll have advantage on it. Okay, then you run out onto deck.
And I run out onto deck, and so everyone is sort of like at their battle stations, right? But Nira's at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a... What are the weapons called?
Ballista.
Okay, we just have ballistas. We don't have like cannons or anything like that.
No, cannons don't exist.
Oh.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't messed with gunpowder yet.
Well, I may not like what's going on here, but I do not want to be captured by the Lithiosian?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the proper form is there. Navy.
Lithiosian works.
Lithiosian Navy. So I'm gonna... Is there a little ballista open next to Regin?
Sure. Yeah, I will say because most people are focused on kind of getting away, less people are at the guns. So some of them are open. Yeah, so you can go ahead and... Yeah, do you think Malachi knows how to use one of these things?
I mean, it depends how he has been used in the past.
Mm-hmm. I will say it's an...
I mean, like, I do have proficiency with all weapons, so I don't know if that sort of falls under that umbrella.
Sure, and I'll say with your background, you were in the military of an island kingdom, so presumably you've seen one or two of these things in your time.
I've at least used one before, possibly,
Yeah.
even if it was just training or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. Does me having 2 attacks mean that I can make 2 attacks with the ballista now? Or does that only work with, like, melee weapons?
It's a fascinating question. Let me look at my rules here for a second. I don't think so, but let me look at it.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys. Malachi is an upstanding citizen. I'm sure he's out there sorting things out, quelling all the fighting. It'll be fine. This doesn't need to get out of hand.
Oh, shit. I don't know if I want
Finn,
to...
you're in the hands.
Yeah, but they feel a little looser.
Oh, that's nice. Some lovely hands, some lovely arms. Hi.
Shit.
I gotta say, Alana, nice nails.
Thanks, Pepper painted them for me. Don't they look nice?
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Pepper.
Who's Pepper?
Oh, she's one of our technicians. She's probably
Oh,
downstairs
nice.
getting the engines fired up right now. I'm gonna say that they're just called weapons. So I think that would make sense that you'd be able to get 2 attacks.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, no one call me out.
All right.
I'll look it
I
up.
am going to, like Regin, be aiming for the sails because I'm not trying to take out the crew of this vessel. I just don't want them. Basically, Malachi's trying to create time for us to get out of this situation so he can try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to attack the sails of the Queen's Grace.
Awesome.
Remind me, I already forget. What do we add to the attack with the ballistas?
The ballista has a +6 to hit.
+6, okay. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does hit the sails. Yeah.
Cool. 14 for that hit.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna go for it again.
Cool.
Don't suppose a 9 hits.
A 9 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you do see kind of between your hit and the hit that the others did, it is slowed. The sails are kind of, they're partly on fire, they've partly just been shot full of holes, and they are distinctly slowed, the ship is, by this. Great. Okay, back to the top. That's Nira. She is going to use her, like, captain's action that she can do. She is just kind of going to look over her shoulder and shout, like, "Come on, everybody, we're getting out of here, full speed ahead!" And she's going to use an action called Full Speed Ahead, which is going to allow the ship to move, 25 feet faster this round.
Oh, dear.
Where does it look like we're heading, by the way?
Heading just kind of, like, out, like, directly away from Lithios, just kind of out into the open sea. That's going to be, so back to the top, that is Nira's turn, and then actually Nurgle is next.
Cool. Question. Can Nurgle talk to other seagulls?
You know what? Yeah. It's funnier. So yeah.
Nice.
Rule of cool, I'm saying yes.
Can I control Nurgle?
You
How does that... I can suggest things to him
So,
through our
yeah,
telepathic link.
telepathically suggest things to him. If you want to fully control him, you have to, like, go into his, like, sight and sound, which means leaving your own body as, like,
I have to have my eyes roll back in my head.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm just gonna, in my telepathic link to Nurgle, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Nurgle, whose side are the other gulls on?"
He communicates to you that the gulls are only on the side of, they're on the side of getting all the ships to leave because they're scaring away the fish. So...
How, easily persuadable does this flock look?
Nurgle's gonna make an insight check. He says, he communicates to you that probably, that they're easily persuaded by fish, and by the prospect of food.
Well, I don't like those two words in the same sentence.
Ooh, is Finn willing to compromise
Less
his
persuaded
values?
by just kind of like general talking.
All right, well, Nurgle, if you come up with any great ideas, do them.
Honestly, Nurgle, given free reign to come up with a great idea, is going to start diving down toward the ship that you're on. He's just kind of diving into he's going into a general dive bomb, but I think Nurgle's a little bit confused about kind of like what fighting is happening here. So currently he's just dive bombing.
Him and me both.
And he'll figure it out when he gets there. Next up, Regin, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Mal and be kind of like, oh, alright, well, you seem to have this. Just keep doing what I did. And I'm going to run back to Nira's cabin, looking very businesslike and like I know what I'm doing as a sailor, because I do.
Mm-hmm.
When Regin starts walking away, I'm like, what? Regin!
You're fine, you got this. And I'm gonna go back into the cabin, and I want to investigate and see if there's anything
Bitch, if you
worth
start
stealing,
pilfering my
and then
sister's
steal
shit.
some shit that isn't worth stealing anyways.
This is the cabin where me, Ilana, and Vance are all standing around, right?
No, you're out in front of it.
No, they're in it.
No, they're still in it. None of them have
Oh.
actually left the cabin. I mean, you can. There's enough chaos going on that you can get in there and rifle through stuff, but, like, everyone will see that that's what you're doing.
Alright, I'm gonna get in and rifle, but, like, pretend that I'm, like, looking for something important and, like, bark some general orders like, well, get out there!
Okay, I need you to make me an investigation check for the investigating, and then a deception check for the, yelling at Vance and Alana.
The investigation's an 18,
Nice.
and the deception is a 21.
Okay, so you, as far as what you find, with an 18, I will say, what is more appealing to you? Kind of like money and things that look like they might be valuable, things that look like they might have information and kind of like interesting kind of like, yeah, information, or the kind of like arcane technology tinkerer artificer stuff she's got going on?
One of the first two, so either money or information.
God damn it.
I'll go information, because information can be traded for money.
It sure can.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Cool. With an 18, I will say you can grab what looks like a captain's log. Like, sort of like something that she was maybe kind of like, it's like laying on the back table, kind of like bound up with you're not sure exactly what it is, but it's clearly a book that people have been writing in. Could be captain's log, could be like more like a journal or a diary, could be like potentially it's like a sketchbook or an inventor's book or something like that, but you grab up this book that looks like it belongs to Nira, you shove it in your pocket. Ilana is kind of focused on Finn and is not paying that much attention to you and kind of the chaos. Vance, who is currently not engaged with anyone, is paying a little bit more attention, and he's kind of like what are you doing? Did the captain send you back here?
Sea monster.
Vance, there's a sea monster out there. I'm looking for anything we've got that will be good. She's up there. Go talk to her about it.
All right.
Go!
Try not to steal anything else on your way out, Vance.
Vance is like very flustered. Is it his turn next? It might be. Yes, it is actually. Yeah. Vance is going to. Vance, there's a lot going on for Vance. There's a sea monster out there. He's not super keen on the idea of leaving a stranger alone with his captain's stuff, but said stranger is very persuasive and charismatic. So I think Vance is going to. I think he's going to run out, and he's also going to go to one of the ballistas, and he's going to take aim back at the tentacle, which kind of has been left behind a little bit as the ship has been kind of peeling out of there.
When I see Vance start turning the ballista, I say, "What are you doing?"
There's a sea monster!
No, attack the ship! The sea monster's not chasing us!
The tentacle waves at Malachi.
There's a tentacle!
I wave back at the tentacle.
What? Malachi, make a persuasion check.
14?
Okay, he kind of, with the tentacle also, like, waving at you and clearly seeming to know that something's going on, he kind of shakes his head and he's like, I miss the days when pirates were just pirates and there weren't all these kind of friends with the monsters of the deep. And he's going to take
Oh, you have no idea, Vance.
Vance is warlock phobic.
And he misses. So
We were getting along so well, too.
he's too shaken by the
Sorry, Vance, I didn't mean to distract you.
actions. Great. Finn, that's you.
So am I still being held?
Yeah, Alana's still like.
You do have
holding
advantage,
you.
though.
Hey, you want to let go?
What are you gonna do if I put you down?
Honestly, I don't know. This is a pretty frenetic situation. I haven't sort of figured out what the plan is.
Then no. Not until you give me the cube, but you have advantage on breaking the grapple.
All right, fine. Then I break out.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a 4 and a 17.
Yeah, she got a nat 1. So you managed to shrug her off with a well-placed compliment of her nails, and then
That's what I'm going to do.
and then you're free.
All right. So was that my action?
It's your action to break the grapple, yeah, but you still have a bonus
All right.
action and movement.
Hey, Regin. So we should get out of here, right?
No.
What do you want to do? Join the pirate crew?
I'm open to their options.
I don't want to be a pirate.
All right, then you go.
How far are we from the Red Lady?
You are, so the Red Lady has remained stationary while the Lost Crystal kind of put on the, gunned it. However, they also kind of had to turn, and you're not too, I'm gonna say that you're 120 feet away from the Red Lady.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I cannot Misty Step there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you have gone further away from the Red Lady, if anything.
Fine, I'll go talk to Malachi. I'll bet he's not attacking the military.
He totally is.
And I run out. Can I run over to Malachi?
Yeah, you run over to Malachi, who is attacking the military.
Hey, Malachi, what you doing with the ballista, bud?
I let go of the ballista.
Well, it's not mine, officer. I was holding it for a friend.
So what's our plan? What are we going to do? How do we get out of this one?
So, I think the first priority is we need to get the military off our tails because I still need to talk to my sister about some things.
Yeah, I might need to talk to my sister, too. Who knows,
she's
right?
She's not yours. She's mine, Finn.
I mean, we know she's yours, but we don't know she's not mine.
Malachi realizes that he can't actually dispute that because I already know we don't share a father, but I know nothing about my mother.
Me neither. High five. I guess I do know what she looks like now. Anyways, all right, military off our backs.
Yeah.
I turn towards the military ship, and I move my tentacle and resummon it so it bursts out like in the water between the ships and sort of like looms threateningly at the military ship.
Awesome. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Now one.
Get a
So a
different
5.
die.
God, I need a second D20.
Yeah.
You only have one d20?
Yeah, you summon the tentacle and it kind of waves a little bit, but it's too cheerful. It looks like it's just kind of like cheerfully waving rather than being threatening. And the other ship is still coming.
But slow,
Cool.
right?
But slow, yeah, it is slow. You guys are going to outrun it. It's just a matter of, are they going to blow you out of the water before you do? Next up is the Lost Crystal. On this turn, they are going to, for one thing, it puts on the speed even more, putting even more distance between itself and both kind of the other ships. And it is going to, you see someone is kind of like, this little gnomish figure is like scampering around in the riggings, and they kind of like pull on one particular rope, and the sails shimmer, and these other like reflective panels that are kind of all over the hull of the ship also shimmer. And the ship, you guys can still see everything as you're on it, but you get the sense that from the outside it is kind of reflecting the ocean and the sky in such a way that if you don't know it's there, it's basically invisible. Which is going to make it a lot harder to hit. That is going to be Ilana's turn. She, seeing that you guys are not actively attempting to, that you don't look like you're going to leave or anything like that, Finn and Malachi are being helpful, she is going to kind of turn around to Regin and be like, what are you looking for? I can help.
I need anything that you've got that has range.
The ballistas?
Yeah, but do you have anything else?
The anti-sea monster amulet, Regin.
Something with a little more oomph. I have an idea.
Okay.
I figured with all this like tinkering stuff going around here, she's got to have something.
She's gonna make a investigation check to see what she can find. Ooh, wow. Unfortunately, a -1 to intelligence, but that still comes to a 15. So she looks around and she pulls out a crossbow that it looks like Nira was trying to enhance. Yeah, and she kind of holds it out to you and she goes, I don't know how effective this is, or if Nira, Captain Kassir, broke it, but here you go.
Worth a shot.
And she shows it toward you.
Thanks, Ilana, you're a real dame.
Happy to help. She looks very confused by the entire situation.
This poor lady.
Great. The crew of the Lost Crystal, the couple who are manning the guns, are going to take a couple more shots.
Shots.
That one misses.
Everybody.
That one will hit. So that's going to be a little bit more damage to the sails. That's going to be the Queen's Grace is going to return fire. And they're shooting with disadvantage now because the ship has gone invisible. So that misses. That one still hits, as the hull kind of takes a little bit more damage.
They got lucky.
But it does distinctly kind of seem like they got lucky. And the ship is going to need, it looks like the Lost Crystal is going to need some repairs, but so far it is not in danger of sinking or anything like that next. Next up, Malachi, that's you.
Assessing the situation, does it look like we are gonna probably make it out of this?
Make a Perception check.
5.
5. You're still not sure. It looks like this ship is fast. This is like probably the fastest ship you've ever been on. But it still you know the kind of firepower that these other ships can pack. And it makes you nervous.
Okay. How close am I to Nero right now?
You're probably like 35 feet.
And one more question. Do I see where any of the rowboats on the ship are, like, attached?
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly see the one that was, that you guys all came up in is, like, right next to the ship right there. I think probably there's also then another one on the other side.
Does it look like it would be something that I could cut free?
Yeah, I think it does look like something. You probably have to take one action to cut through the ropes on one side, and then another action, or someone else would take another action to cut through the ropes on the other side.
Could I do it with 2 different attacks?
If you hit on both of them.
Okay, yeah. I want to shout to my sister.
Okay.
And ask where we're headed.
She, like, looks over her shoulder back at you, and she's like, out of here and then back to Benswith to get my gold. Our gold.
I can't go back to Benswith right now.
Why? You can stay.
Nurgle has priors.
Who the hell is Nurgle? Listen, you can stay on the ship if you need to while we're at Benswith, but I and my ship are going back to Benswith, or we can drop you off. I don't care.
If I give you this now and we leave, if we give you this now,
She looks over and she gives you this sly smile. She's like, yeah?
How do I contact you? Can I contact you?
I'll meet you.
Where?
Or she thinks for a second. There wasn't really time to think. She says, I can meet you somewhere, or if you ask Vance, he's got a sending stone.
Vance has a sending stone?
Full send.
Yeah, and it's not the only thing he has.
Can I...
The thief.
Shit. Finn and Regin, are you guys both up here?
I'm standing right next to you.
Regin is in Nira's cabin, rifling through her stuff at the moment. Yeah, Finn is standing right next to you.
I'm like leaning on the ballista going, man, what a day, am I right?
God, she said there's stuff that we need to talk about, and I agree, but... Fuck it. We'll help them get away from here first. I guess I'm gonna take another attack.
With the ballista? Okay, awesome. Go ahead and make an attack.
Ugh, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here. Shit! That doesn't hit. 16 hits though, right?
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh. 19.
19? Cool. That is actually enough to knock it down another kind of damage level to the point where it is slowed even more. You can see now, kind of, Malachi, and as it comes back up to the top, it's Nira's turn, that the Queen's Grace has been slowed enough. They're now kind of switching to rowing, it looks like, but the Lost Crystal has not taken that much damage, not enough to slow it down, and it is still kind of booking it out of here and has now gone invisible. As you guys kind of, like, pull out of the range of the Queen's Grace. If anybody else has anything they want to do with a combat turn, you can still do that on this turn. This turn is kind of, like, halfway between combat and not, because basically the immediate danger is past, because they're not going to be able to catch you, and you're now out of firing range for them.
I telepathically shout, pull up, Nurgle, pull up!
Nurgle pulls up halfway through his dive bomb. He kind of, like, almost settles, and you see a couple of the crew members kind of, like, duck, and are like, ah, as this seagull kind of dive bombs them and then pulls up and flies up. Nurgle's just kind of gonna, like, coast along behind the ship until you tell him to do something else.
Perfect.
I have something I would like to do.
Yes.
I would like to get out of the cabin, so, like, brush past Alana and be like, thank you, you're an angel, I have a plan, with my newfound crossbow. And I just want to get, like, out of eyesight of her, and then I want to roll either, like, investigation, I guess. I want to figure out if this works, and if so, how.
Great. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
12.
12, okay. Now just roll a d6 for me.
3.
3. Okay. It looks like someone has definitely been tinkering with this. As far as whether it's currently operational, you think that it probably could be fired at this moment. And you think it probably wouldn't, like, backfire and hit you or something like that.
It's good enough for me.
Okay. Are you gonna... I will let that be your bonus action if you want to do something with your action. Or if you're just gonna kind of hold on to the crossbow.
Yep. I am gonna go roll up behind Nira and press the crossbow into the small of her back.
Cool.
And be like, alright, you wanna talk now?
She... Go ahead and make an intimidation check, first and foremost.
Can I have advantage because I do have a crossbow in her back?
But she is my sister, so probably not, right?
I'm gonna say her sheer unflappability means no.
18.
18. Still pretty good. She pauses, and she kind of goes, okay, Mr. Starkweather, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that? Okay. Let's just cool it for, give me 30 seconds till I know that we're not all about to be blown out of the water by the Lithios military, and then we can talk.
Sure thing, Angel. I'll be right here.
Great. The ship continues to kind of peel out. I think, Malachi, you see kind of pretty quickly that the rest of the crew kind of, once they're sort of... The ship continues to book it. It is not slowed down. You can still kind of hear these arcane engines humming beneath the ship. The invisibility stays up. You see the Red Lady and the Queen's Grace kind of becoming dots on the horizon behind you.
Fuck.
Bye, Doan!
Don't worry about it.
Question: when we were booking it, and the Queen's Grace was slowing down, was the Red Lady just sort of like? Did it look like she was just gonna keep going, or was she sticking around?
It had not yet moved. You're not really sure if they'll wait for you or if they'll just be like, well, they've been kidnapped by pirates. I've got other people on this bus.
That, but also, like, I wanted to know if they were going to be, like, stopped by the Queen's Grace or not.
It looks like they were not going to run away from the Queen's Grace. You are not sure. It's kind of, like, up to the captain as far as sometimes when these, like, military ships will rescue a civilian ship from a pirate crew. Sometimes the military ship will stick around and, like, escort them back to the mainland. Sometimes if they've got places to be, they might just be like, okay, bye, and keep going. Kind of could go either way. Yeah, so you, as the kind of immediate danger passes, some of the sharper-eyed members of the crew begin to notice Regin standing suspiciously close to the captain, and looking suspiciously threatening, and Nira kind of not turning around. And you see other ranged weapons, other crossbows start getting pulled and pointed at Regin.
Yeah.
You guys are standing there at the edge of the ship, seeing this kind of minor standoff clarify itself.
Looks like someone's caused something of a ruckus.
Question.
Yeah.
Regarding the robot that we had just arrived in, did they fully rig it back up already, or is it just like...
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say the one that you guys came in is basically just kind of like hanging there by like a couple of ropes, whereas the other one is more securely tied in.
Okay.
So Regin, you are standing there, and Captain Nira Kassir, says...
Gotta specify.
Okay. So, what's your plan here, Starkweather? 'Cause I think you've got a lot more crossbows trained on you than I have trained on me.
When I see that they're all pointing weapons at Regin, I roll my eyes, but I do take my axe out.
Malachi, why do we hang out with this guy?
Sometimes I ask myself that.
Yeah, why do you hang out with me?
I ask myself that every day, Finn.
All right, all of your interpersonal problems aside.
All right.
Yeah, good luck with these two.
Ouch.
You know, I honestly didn't think I'd get this far.
That's the story of this crew.
Let me brain for a second.
You know, I respect a man who doesn't think ahead.
Oh, thanks. I'm spontaneous.
Have her turn the ship around, Regin.
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm not going to turn the ship around.
Not towards the military.
So you're going back to Benswith.
Uh-huh.
You're selling this to Solaris.
Yep. Not everybody on the crew knew that, but yeah.
Well, I just told it to you. I'm not projecting. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm stage whispering. How much money?
A hefty amount of gold that I was going to offer to cut you guys into.
How about you cut me a little extra for not shooting you through the kidney right now?
How about I cut you a little extra because I like your guts, and then you use that extra to take me out to dinner?
I'll take that.
Can I hear any of this? Can I hear any of this?
Regin said he was stage whispering, so I think she's matching the stage whisper.
I peep Regin's stance and I bristle.
I say, well, alright then. Sounds like you and your brother got some stuff to hash out, so, I'll see you then. And we shake on it.
Great.
Oh,
she shakes your hand, she kind of raises her hand to the rest of the crew, and she's like, everybody stand down, it's cool.
Oh, but I am keeping this, by the way.
The crossbow? Sure. I couldn't figure out, I was trying to get it to do a kind of like a corkscrew shot, like a kind of trick shot that you could shoot around corners, but it's not working.
Alright, I'll take a look at it.
Oh, please, like you know shit.
Hey, I just scored a date with the assistant, Kassir.
Okay.
Does Regin say that out loud?
What are you gonna do? Fix the crossbow by tying a knot?
Honestly, that is most of physics, Finn.
Whoa.
Nira kind of like raises her hand to the rest of the crew, and she's like, all right, let's keep the engines on, keep the heat on for another, give it another half hour or so, and then we can slow up. We're heading back to Benswith. And she looks at you guys, and she's like, you do have the cube. One of you has the cube, right?
Yeah, and his name is Vance.
I can neither confirm nor deny what you're saying.
Because if you guys don't have the cube, then we don't need to go to Benswith.
I don't know. Hey, Malachi, do we have a cube?
Hey, I have a question. Where is Vance right now, and what is he doing?
Vance is kind of like... Vance sort of finally managed to put the pieces together and figure out that the tentacle was not a real sea monster, so he's kind of like a little bit embarrassed looking, standing at the edge of the ship there, trying not to draw attention to himself.
I minor illusion a cube on the railing next to him.
One of the other crew members, this kind of like squat dwarf with a big beard, points at the cube and is like, "Hey, Captain Kassir, I found it!"
Dad?
Everybody like looks over, and Vance kind of like startles and looks next to them, and they're like, "What? That was not there a second ago. One of these guys is magic. There's something tricky going on here." He like goes and puts his hand through the cube to show that it's an illusion.
I dismiss it as soon as he touches it.
The dwarf gasps and is like, "Vance, you've gotten better with your sleight of hand." Nira, unfortunately, is not buying it. She looks right at you, Malachi, and she's like, do we have or am I going back to the wizard and telling him that I don't have his magical artifact?
Well, I mean, this one doesn't do anything that fancy, right?
This cube? This is the cube that casts Zone of Truth.
Yeah, I know. That Lizzie said that's the only thing it did, right?
Yeah.
Granted, Lizzie wasn't the smartest, but...
And Regin knows something too, but I don't think you guys know.
You know something about this cube?
Yeah.
What was it?
Remember I had a staring contest with it?
Yeah.
I forget exactly what Hannah said, but she said something that was like, oh, okay, so it does this, but not in so many words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I wish someone had written that down.
I sure wish. Oh, God, I really hate Solaris.
I thought you guys had a nice chat about the origins of magic.
Well, I've written down that I didn't trust Solaris at all, but my gut did tell me I could trust Nell, but now I'm really not super pleased with Nell. We have it.
Great. Can I see it?
Not.
Malachi, you can hold on to it. I don't care. Just, I want to make sure that you have it.
I pull out the box that it's in.
Okay, that's a box.
Okay, this is the box holding the cube.
Will you open it?
It's dangerous, Nero. What do you want me to do?
How dangerous?
I died trying to get it, so...
Trying to get it and just looking at it are very different things.
Wait, you did what?
Oh, yeah, you were having your acid trip in the woods, Regin. Malachi died briefly.
I mean,
Dang.
I didn't...
And this time it wasn't my fault.
Fine. I open it and I show it to her.
Okay, she kind of like looks down at it and she goes, right, okay, well, admittedly, I don't know what I was expecting, but
Actually,
maybe like more flashing lights?
A minor illusion, some flashing lights.
Ooh.
Huh? Like that?
Yeah, like that, that's great.
Hannah, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Does it take special knowledge to operate the cube?
I don't think you guys know that. I don't think you've kind of been in a situation to really test the properties of a cube at any point.
Reagan's like frantically trying to communicate something to Malachi with his eyebrows. It's not working.
Could I hold the cube for a second?
Yeah, you take the cube out of the box, you're holding it in your hand.
Can I see if I can sense how to do what Lizzie did and cast Zone of Truth with it?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Make it with advantage because you watched Lizzie cast Zone of Truth out of it.
Okay. 16.
16. Great. Yeah, you think you could just do it in the same way that you cast your own kind of normal divine magic.
Would it take one of my spell slots?
Mm-mm. It takes the cube's spell slot.
Okay. I hold it up and I'm like, this is it. Doesn't really do much, but definitely some magic to it. And when I say that, I want to try and cast Zone of Truth with it.
Awesome. Let me look up real quick, unless you have it in front of you, what the range of Zone of Truth is.
60 feet. I checked.
60 feet. Cool. You hit the entire ship with Zone of Truth.
Lit.
I'm not going to roll saves for every single one of them. I'm just going to
Valid.
roll for Nira, Vance, and a couple other relevant people. And the DC... What's your DC, Malachi?
15.
That's what I'm going to have it be. They're going to roll... And Zone of Truth is a wisdom save, right? I think it is.
Yeah, do we need to roll this too?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Or
Ah,
you can
shit.
voluntarily fail.
It's actually a charisma save.
A charisma save. Oh, great.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
that's a 14.
I got an 11.
Oh man.
Okay, you guys both fail. Vance fails. Ilana fails. Nira, with a pretty high charisma bonus herself, actually passes. And you can tell this Malachi is the one who cast the spell that, and then I'm just going to make one general roll for the rest of the pirates. Yeah, no, the rest of the pirates fail. So literally everyone except for
Of
Malachi
course.
and Nira are under the effect of a Zone of Truth.
Nurgle got an 11.
Nurgle also under the effect, as he's still kind of coasting along next to the ship.
So, as the caster, am I subjected to Zone of Truth or no?
No, you can kind of exclude yourself.
Oh, this is delicious.
She kind of smirks, and she's like, okay, you can shut the box or put it in the box again.
I put the cube back in the box and I shut the box. So, just to be clear, if we give this to you, what happens next? Do you take it to Solaris?
Yeah, I go to Benswith, I take it to Solaris, he gives me a lot of gold, and I split the gold with my crew and with you guys also for being so kind as to give me this, cube, and also so kind as to help us get away from the Queen's Grace over there. And then I go back to doing what I do.
Which is
Ahem.
not him.
Plundering the high seas, going on wild adventures.
How much gold?
Ahem. Dinner.
I look at Vance.
You go into dinner with this guy.
How much gold?
Vance kind of like looks at Captain Cassier, and she's like, "It's fine, Vance. You can. We were all gonna know at any point." And Vance goes, 600 gold.
Oh. Can't believe he lowballed us.
How many people are on this boat?
There are 20 people on this boat.
Oh, so that's nothing.
But she
Malachi, this seems like a pretty raw deal.
said they don't split it evenly. She told you guys it's split
Even
in terms
so.
of seniority. You don't know exactly what the pattern is, but
So what happens if you don't give it to Solaris is that you just don't get the gold, right?
Correct. And my reputation takes a bit of a hit because I said I would get someone something.
Regin's really, like, throwing eyebrows at Malachi.
What do you want, Regin?
Nothing.
You can't lie.
You can't lie.
I don't want anything other than a nice day.
What do you want?
He doesn't want anything. He's trying to tell you he has an idea.
Can we discuss this in private again now that there's not imminent threat of military attack?
Sure, come on. And she kind of like brings you guys back to her cabin again.
Hang on. I gotta take a leak. Mal, will you come watch my back?
I start to object and then I look at his ridiculous eyebrows.
Was that a lie?
No, I do have to pee.
Nira goes, yeah, sure, me and Finn will chat. Just meet me in the captain's quarters when you're done.
Finn,
Sounds good.
Yeah?
don't ask my sister out to dinner.
Oh, I wouldn't. She might be my sister, too.
She'll swindle you.
Hey!
I walk over to wherever the hell Regin wants to go pee.
Great.
The railing.
Okay, away from the other sailors, I take it?
Yeah,
So they
sure.
can't hear you?
Exactly. I hand you the crossbow.
I cover my eyes with one hand while you pull out your dick.
So I did actually have to pee. Isn't it funny how we've been playing this for 18 episodes and none of us have gone pee?
I've gone pee.
Oh, you have?
What do you think I do in the bathroom?
You meditate? I don't know.
I don't poop.
Anyways, my point is that... My point is this. If we can convince her that it's just super dangerous and it needs to be kept in the box, we could put something else in the box. We can give her an empty box. And we just book it the hell out of Benswith as soon as we get there. We stay on the ship. She already knows you need to stay on the ship for some reason. I can say something
Yeah,
about it
I know.
too.
That was my plan, was to take the cube out of the box at some point. But
Good. So we just go along with it. We say, okay, yeah, we'll do it.
the problem is that my sister's smart, Regin.
Yeah, but she's off her game.
That much holds up.
From, cause...
Like, the one thing that hasn't changed.
Well, that has changed.
Well, she's a pirate, for one thing.
Yeah, and you were an 8-year-old. Oh, you were 8? You got lost when you've been on your own since you were 8?
Let's figure this out first.
God, that's worse than me. Okay, I'll put my dick away. It goes back in its holster.
Here's the thing. It may have been 18 years since I've seen her last, but... And she may be a pirate, but... I trust my sister right now. More than I think that I trust Nell. Because, I mean... One of them at least has been honest in the time that we've been speaking. As far as I can tell.
I just kind of look, like, vaguely sad, but in kind of a wistful way, and I'm like, no, I mean, as long as you've got someone...
Hannah, is that true? Like, she hasn't seemed like she's been lying to me, right?
You can make an insight check.
Can I?
What lies has Nell told? Besides, like, the initial whole thing.
I mean, at the very least, a massive lie of omission to me.
I mean, they didn't necessarily know that you guys were siblings.
They know my last name. We introduced ourselves.
It's a common name. I met a dozen Kassirs out on the ocean last week.
Also, you're not visibly human.
That's fair, but I don't know.
Make your insight check.
Yeah.
Wait. Is she human?
Nira?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
human.
Oh, she's not an Earth...
As
Oh,
near
wow.
as
Oh,
you guys
okay.
can tell, she does not look like an Earth Ganassi.
Oh, I thought she was also rock.
No, Nira is...
No, she's been human this whole time.
Wild.
I have a 9 on my insight check, so...
Yeah, Malachi, you're not sure. She definitely didn't seem like she was lying. She's been very forthright with information. She hasn't seemed to be hiding anything, but that could just mean she's a really good liar.
That's true.
Nah, man.
Also, maybe Malachi's just blinded by the blast from his past. So, there's that.
You've got family. You've got somebody who's here
Apparently.
whom... it makes sense. It's...
Part of one. Anyways, I don't trust Solaris either, but
No, Solaris sucks.
I don't want him to have this cube. But right now we need something that'll incentivize them to not give it to him, which I can't. I mean, I don't have 600 gold, do you? No, you don't. I know what you have because most of it is in my cracks.
Because you have it. Yeah. Still mad about that, by the way.
So what is this plan that you want us to do?
So, I did some quick math, right? I may not be able to read all the time, but I can do math. And 600 gold amongst like 20-odd pirates, plus the 3 of us, plus it's not distributed. We ain't getting shit. And even the shit I'm getting extra, I have to spend taking your sister out to dinner, so I'm not even getting anything extra. Point being, I get more money if it goes to Nell. Therefore, it's going to Nell.
I think I'm not very good at subterfuge, but I think that there is a way that we could work things out if we talk to Nira in private.
As in, to get us more money, or...
I mean, sure, we'll get the money, but we'd have to get some to her too, or it's never gonna pan out.
Well, you know your sister.
I'll be honest, I really don't. I knew her when she was...
I'm still peeing, I yell.
Let's just...
Zone of truth!
I say, Regin, this is why we don't get drunk before we go on the ship.
Oh yeah, I did roll a 2.
Back over in the captain's quarters, Nira kind of, well, first off, she comes in and she sort of pauses in the doorway. And she kind of looks around. Regin, did you take anything other than the crossbow, or did you just sort of, like, find things and then leave them there?
Did you take that captain's log?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so she kind of looks around and she sort of, like, narrows her eyes a little bit, but she doesn't say anything in particular. She just kind of turns around and she goes, "So, Finn, was it?"
Yep. Finn Fisher, at your service.
Yeah, so you...
Well, sort of.
You summoned a tentacle out of the ocean.
Did I?
You pointed, and then there was a tentacle coming out of the ocean.
That's true.
Have you always been able to do that?
No, only the past few years or so. Oh,
cool.
Finn puts his hand over his mouth.
Yeah, so, any particular, did you... any particular source to this magic of yours?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
My dad.
Do I want to know who your dad is?
I don't know. Weird question. How am I supposed to know?
I love how many times this has happened.
Tell me who your dad is.
Ah. Oh, he's the lurker. The lurker in the deep.
The lurker in the deep. Okay.
You know him?
Kid.
Please call me Lurker. Mr. in the Deep was my father.
Kid, did you ever consider how a enormous eldritch tentacle beast who lives in the depths of the ocean had a relatively normal-looking child?
Oh, believe me, I try not to picture it.
Nasty tentacle sex with his mom.
Zone of truth.
Yeah, that's true. I try not to picture it.
Finn never tries to picture sex.
Okay, but you're pretty sure that the lurker in the deep is your dad and you started manifesting magical powers a few years ago?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever spoken to the lurker in the deep?
Sort of. Not face to face, but, we've vibed.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Meanwhile, at this point, Malachi also starts peeing.
One time a bird spoke with a man's voice, and that was him.
Have you told Nell about this?
I think out of character. I think I have, right? I feel like it must have come up,
I don't know.
but I don't know.
I can't imagine that you would have, actually.
I
Told
don't...
Solaris. Okay.
You
All right.
told Solaris.
I'm not sure it's come up.
Huh. All right. Well, that's good to know. It's a useful skill, being able to summon tentacles out of the ocean. A great asset to have out of somebody on my crew. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Finn's job hunt continues.
Yeah, you got a resume or anything like that?
As a matter of fact, and I reach in and I hand her my resume.
This is great. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe you could stand to target this a little more because some of these skills are not as transferable to being a pirate. But
you don't run into a lot of oozes.
I was just gonna say killed ooze. That's good. That's a good one to highlight. I think that's transferable. Wide applicability out of that one. Hey, speaking of oozes, how did you meet my brother?
Oh, we shipwrecked.
You shipwrecked
Together.
And do you know anything about what he's been up to before this?
Well, I know he was selling car insurance.
Sure.
And we were both on a boat bound for Benswith.
Huh.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Has he always been a rock?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, even when we were kids.
Go figure.
I know, wild, right? Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
In which it actually works to Malachi's benefit, yet again, that nobody knows anything.
She sort of like narrows her eyes a little bit and kind of nods at you, Finn, and she's like, "You seem like a very forthright and sweet person."
Well, he is under
to
zone
be
of truth.
traveling around.
I like to think so.
Great. Well,
I mean, I'm not usually on pirate ships. That's sort of a new thing.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you're entirely cut out for the pirate life, but hey, I mean, I didn't think I was cut out for the pirate life either, and here I am, so.
That sounds like it has some really depressing implications.
Yeah. It might. At around this time, Malachi and Regin are finishing up their conversation, and you guys kind of come back.
Peeing. Yeah.
Finishing up peeing, and you guys come back into the captain's quarters.
Wait, before we come back in, Regin, is that log that you have hidden? I know Malachi doesn't know about it, but like...
It is in my pocket.
Okay. Because you're not going to be able to lie about that.
Zone of Truth only lasts 10 minutes, I think, and you guys have used some of them.
Okay.
So...
I can pee for 7 more minutes.
All right, we walk back in.
You guys walk back in.
You walk back in, and you see me pointing out to Nira, yeah, I can speak common and primordial and fish.
Primordial, holy shit. And fish. I don't think I've ever met anyone who can speak fish.
It's
That's
really
good.
weird,
That's good.
Ta-da.
actually.
She looks up and she's kind of like, okay, awesome. Shut the door behind you guys.
Is it just us in here? Is Van still here?
It's just the three of you in here. You see Ilana is kind of standing right outside the door, and she kind of like nods to you guys as you go in, as if like if you were to try to attack Nira, Ilana would bust down the door.
I respect that.
You guys kind of shut the door behind you, and Nira kind of looks around and she goes, okay, so welcome aboard the Lost Crystal. You are...
Thanks!
You're welcome. You are de facto sort of pirates now, I guess, from...
No.
Not like, officially, but yeah, sometimes you just kind of stumble into it.
Yeah, is that what happened with you?
I kind of charged headfirst into it, really, but one could say,
I'd really...
tomato, tomato.
Now that we're here, I'll be honest, I need to know more about what happened with AAA.
She, kind of shakes her head a little bit.
Because we worked with Nell, and if you worked with Nell also, did you ever tell them anything about yourself?
I didn't really have much I was hiding. I told the association, who were my friends for 4 years, 3 years? What did it end up being? I think 3 years that I was with them.
Oh.
And I told them that I was a simple girl from way down south, that my father had died, and that I'd come to the Lunluma Ocean seeking my fortune. Went out on the seas, learned to sail, was really good at tinkering and building stuff, and so was an asset to have on ships. A friend and I got recruited by the adventurer to join her little gang. And so we did, and it was really great for a while. I mean, we felt like we were, being important and helping people and saving the world and whatever other things they say they're about. And, it was good. But then there was a mission that went wrong. There were a group of us who were out at this old abandoned research facility, and we were just supposed to be making sure that nothing was harmful
Hold on.
in the area that... Yeah?
A research facility.
Yeah.
The academy or something else?
That's what I don't entirely know, because it was what we were told was that it was a mad kind of wizard scientist. You get some of those every once in a while who just kind of come to this ocean to study something or to hide from someone. It was out in the Sea of Storms, so it was a little bit more of a less traveled part of the ocean. We thought it was just some random scientist who was out there experimenting and had abandoned the research facility, and we were just supposed to be making sure that there was nothing too dangerous there, and because it was close enough to kind of populated areas that you don't want it leaking magical secrets or whatnot. And the group of us split up to kind of look for some things, and we were supposed to rendezvous, and Nell missed the rendezvous.
Nell was part of the group?
Nell was with us.
How long ago was this?
This was 3 years ago. And Nell had only been with I predated Nell. I was there before they were.
Dated Nell?
No, predated. Like, I was with the association before. They had only joined us about a year previously. But they missed the rendezvous, so the rest of us had to go out looking for them, and then there were still some traps and stuff like that were left, and one of them got set off, and honestly, it's a miracle that me losing an arm was the worst thing that happened to us. And I was ready to give Nell a piece of my mind, but then turned out that they were on some secret side mission for the adventurer, that they had been keeping secrets from the rest of us, that they knew what was going on, and so my friend and I said we didn't want any more of that anymore, and we left and became pirates. There was more things that happened in between leaving and becoming pirates, but that's the relevant parts.
Was the friend Vance?
No. She laughs and she's like, Vance would not join something like the association in the first place. No, the friend and I ended up having a falling out a little while after that.
I run down the list of every character we've encountered so far and ask, is it them? Is it them?
Oh my god, it was Gersh.
Do you actually?
No. Wait, I don't know. The look in your eyes says maybe I should.
So, do you know what happened to the friend?
She's got her own ship now. She's around. I haven't seen her in ages.
She's not...
Was she a Warforged?
Yeah.
She's not a big robot lady, is she?
Oh, yeah. Again, small ocean.
Yeah, I'll say.
Oh,
how's she doing?
She's
still robotic.
still working with Nell, actually.
Yeah.
Was that the falling out?
Like I said, we had a falling out. So...
Ooh.
So, this is interesting. You worked closely with both Nell and Amelia.
Uh-huh.
They knew your name at the least.
Yeah.
Because I've met both of them, and neither of them said anything to me. Did they know you had... I mean, for all you knew, I was dead, but...
I didn't talk about it much, and when I did, it more often was in the context of I had a brother that I lost. I think I used the word lost quite a bit. Okay. Rather than dead. Feels more final, but also like... how do you explain that your dad and your brother just went out on a trip one day and your dad came back by himself? But
like that, like what you just said, would probably do it.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I know.
In so many words. Amelia knew for sure, but in their defense, Kassir is... I mean, it's not a common name, but it's not... And how do you bring up to someone like, hey, do you have an older sister who might be a pirate?
I don't want to think that they would deliberately admit that, but...
Again, no family resemblance.
That's true.
I mean, Nira's beautiful, and you're...
Hey.
I don't know, the arm kind of resembles Malachi.
Oh, yeah?
Then that's metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I always assumed that her arm was like bright, shiny steel or something.
No. Yeah, so I don't work with them anymore. I do my own thing. People in this...
I guess what I need to know is, are they bad? I know you're a pirate, so you don't really care, I guess, but...
Bad...
What's that supposed to mean?
Bad is such an unproductive word. I mean, what good and bad, everybody around here is looking out for themselves and their own self-interest, and sometimes the self-interest of people they care about, but...
We were recruited on the premise that, like you said, we would be helping.
I want to believe Nell thinks they're doing the right thing.
Awesome.
But I don't know.
Good enough for me.
So here's the thing. We're actually supposed to meet the adventurer.
Ah, she's cool. Very gorgeous, gorgeous lady. Really hot.
Oh, man. Is she
shit.
approachable, though?
She's kind of a little distant, holds herself, but she, tries, you know?
How well do you know Solaris?
Oh, I don't know Solaris at all. He's a wizard who offered me a lot of money.
Because we've met Solaris before as well. And
We're actually good friends with his ex.
Yeah, his ex,
Oh, fascinating.
He taught me everything I
a
know.
little bit of a
Wow.
bumbling fool, but
I tried
Sure.
to prestidigitate sparks in my hand.
It's still not coming.
I prestidigitate sparks in Finn's hand for him.
Wow.
Oh my god, I did it!
did you ever fetch any cubes when you were with AAA? Because I think Nell said they started popping up about 5 years ago.
Yeah, so the cubes were we had one cube when I worked at AAA. Somebody else, my friend Shiloh, she was part of the team that found that one.
Aha!
And
we
they-
know Shiloh too.
I know that we were all, it's not that big of an organization. Anyway, we had one cube, but the buzz they've been making in kind of the channels of, various smugglers and people who acquire things.
The cube forums.
The cube forums, if you will, yeah. The buzz around cubes has really exploded over the past few weeks.
Because everyone that we've found so far, doing what we've done has saved some places from some bad things happening. So I'd like to think
Great.
that we are doing good.
Sure.
But
Honestly,
Oh, I just had a brilliant idea. Go ahead,
Yeah?
Finn.
it doesn't sound like... it's a bombshell that you used to work for AAA, but... other than that, you haven't really told us anything that's a surprise. We work for a kind of secretive
Yeah.
organization that does secret missions, but, so far it seems like all those secret missions are pretty altruistic.
yeah.
Sure.
So I guess what I'm wondering is why then, if that's the case, would I give the cube to you to give to
Well-
Solaris? A guy who frankly
Malachi.
had some pretty horrifically dismal vibes.
It's true, we checked.
It is a shame that he failed your vibe check, my dear brother, but as I think Vance should have explained to you, I would hope that you're giving me the cube partly out of the goodness of your heart and some sort of fraternal affection that we still feel, but the other reason is that I have a crew of 20 pretty skilled and pretty mean pirates, and we're on my ship in the middle of nowhere, and there's only 3 of you. So...
Yeah, only 3. Right.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, no, I'm still under Zone of Truth. I don't say anything.
So me giving a powerful magical artifact to a pirate who's going to sell it to a sketchy wizard would be an act done out of the goodness of my heart?
You giving something to your sister.
Malachi, are we really having the moral scruples argument on a literal pirate ship?
Yeah.
Here's my
If
thing.
you want to go have your morals,
It's the money you're after, isn't it?
the money I'm after?
That's why you're doing this.
The money first and foremost. I will admit that getting a look at that cube myself and getting to run my own experiments on it in the couple days we've got before we get back to Ben's with is a side bonus.
What if
Malachi,
we-
I have a brilliant idea.
Yes.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do. And this is where it shifts into an Ocean's 11 style montage. Here's what we do, right? We all just go in on this together. Fraternal
And
piety.
swindle
whatever.
Solaris, right?
I'm with you.
That's what you think, and that's what Solaris will think. So, Nira's just gonna walk into Solaris, is all beautiful and wonderful as she does, and she's gonna sell him the cube, and she's gonna get 600 gold. And we're gonna divvy that up, and we're gonna take it to dinner and whatever. And then, we're solving 2 birds with 1 hot stone. We're going to steal the cube back from Solaris and resell it to Nell.
I was thinking along the same lines.
I run to the window and shout, Nurgle, we're doing a heist!
Nurgle immediately bolts up to the window and kind of goes ah! And Nira kind of goes, holy shit! Did you just yell out the window and a bird flew in?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's Nurgle. He's our vibes guy.
Every job needs one.
He's got priors.
Wow.
It's like, if all you want is the money, I'm sure that we can get you that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to swindle someone. I admit I'm not always super keen on swindling wizards because they can be nasty.
That's the thing. I don't want Solaris to actually get his hands on the cube because I don't know what he could do with it.
It'll be like a matter of
Malachi,
hours.
if it's important to you that he doesn't get his hands on the cube, I get my 600 golds, and I get a chance to reconnect with my long-lost brother, and I get to go out to dinner. I mean, this seems like a win-win-win-win for me. Possibly brothers.
Okay. No one finalized anything about the dinner yet, okay?
No,
Let's just slow down on that.
we finalized the dinner.
Just a win-win-win-win for Nira Kassir. So I'm perfectly happy to move forward with the stealing from a wizard plan.
But how do we do it so he doesn't get to touch it?
We're off to rob the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Regin has seen the Wizard of Oz.
Has Solaris... Question. Have we showed Solaris that first cube, right?
Nope, because when you met Solaris, Nell had the cube.
So he doesn't actually know much...
Solaris has never seen a cube as far
as we know. Right.
I think our plan's coming together. And I minor illusion a cube hovering in my hand. And then the cube transforms into a deck of cards that all fly everywhere.
Hannah, can I test out Detect Magic with the cube still in the box right now and see if I can sense it using Detect Magic?
Yeah, you test out Detect Magic. Pings all over Nira's workshop here as she's like tinkering with magic all over the place, including her arm appears to have some magical properties to it. But nothing from the cube. It is...
That's encouraging.
Yeah, it is within the box. It does not show up.
Nira.
Malachi?
I know that you like to do it a lot
Regin.
when we were kids.
Nurgle.
Finn.
Donkey.
I can see that you've sort of... Well, honestly, it looks like you're better at it than Baba ever was, but you're a
Thank you.
tinkerer.
Yes?
Don't suppose you could rig up some sort of magical cube looking
A fake
thing?
Yeah. I think I could make a fake cube work.
Oh, so we don't even have to do the breaking and entering? That's...
I don't...
I mean, we
I
might
don't-
also have to do the breaking and entering.
We might have to, but I don't want his hands on the real cube, is the thing.
That's fair.
Okay. We got a couple days. We can think of a plan. My request, can we keep the cube in my cabin?
Well, let me answer that request with my own question. Where are we sleeping?
I was gonna let you sleep with the crew. I'm sure we can sling up a couple more bunks.
Cool.
I had a certain bunkmate in mind.
Well, I think that...
Actually, Regin, I was going to share with Nurgle. Sorry.
Damn.
So, you just want to keep it in your cabin the entire time?
Yeah.
Why?
Probably to keep it away from old Sticky Finger Vance.
So I know where it is, and also so I can, maybe mess with it a little bit.
Because I still want to bring this back to Nell.
Sure, I'm not gonna break it.
Can I have your word on that?
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna break it.
That I will also get the cube back.
Yeah.
You should pinky promise.
She holds out her hand and she's like, pinky promise, like when we were kids.
You always made me do that to stuff that I didn't want to agree to.
Yeah, now you're making me to agree to something I don't want to. I'd really rather just sell it to my contact, but...
Instead, we're doing a heist episode.
Fine, I do
Instead,
it.
we're doing a heist.
And it's weird because I'm so much larger now than she is.
When you were little, it always used to be her much bigger finger and your tiny little one, and now you are so much larger and you're, vaguely made of rock, and she's a human. But you link pinkies, just like you used to when you were kids, as you guys formulate this plan to give a wizard a cube and then steal said cube, or possibly give him a fake cube. We'll work out the details later, but for now, that's where we'll end our session.
Woo! Christ.
Yeah. Wow.
We gotta get Jesse Eisenberg. We gotta
Holy
get Woody
shit.
Harrelson. We're doing it now. You see me.
I thought you were just building the cast of, what's that movie with the Twinkies?
Zombieland?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Same
that is.
thing,
They
yeah.
are both in Zombieland too. We gotta get Isla Fisher. We gotta get whoever the other fourth guy is. I forget.
Can we get The Rock just for fun?
Don't be absurd.
Dave, what's his face?
Wait, Dave Franco.
Franco.
Yeah, Dave Franco.
Love that movie. All right.
God, it's such a good movie.
Okay, thank you everybody so much for listening, as always. And as always, if you like our content, please feel free to follow us on social medias. You can find us at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram, as well as on Patreon. We have a Patreon now. Woo! It's very exciting.
We sure
for a couple
do.
weeks now.
Wow.
And hey, we're close to our first goal, so hop on there.
That's true. We're
almost there.
nearing our first goal, where if we hit a certain number of subscribers, we will do a bonus one shot where we're gonna shuffle up the character sheets and everybody will play each other's characters, which
Regin will use so much magic.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
we're gonna see how that goes. So hey, for that, you can check us out at patreon.com/shipoffools. You also get access to the Mud Bath, which is our after show, and our Shakespearean side campaign folio, where we just dropped a new folio yesterday. So if you're intrigued by that, check us out there. Yeah, additionally, thank you so much, as always, to the other people besides the four of us who make this show work. Thank you to Lucas Mangold for our beautiful theme music. If you need any music at all, any music, you can find it.
If you like music.
Or if you just want to chat about music, I guess. LucasCarlMusic@gmail.com. That's
Carl with a K.
Oh.
Thank you. And thank you also to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. Yeah, that was a lot of things. Our next episode is coming out on March 30th. So join us on March 30th for a heist, apparently.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Great. Good. Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
So we will see you then. And also on the open seas.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.